Aussies love their utes, and this one is a little bit different. It's Chinese, it's fully electric, and we're going to get behind the wheel, tell you all about it. But before we get into all those details, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and tell us everything you think in the comments below. So this thing is called the Geely Radar, also known as the Riddara RD6, which is the name it's likely to use when it comes to Australia, which should happen in 2025, but either way, sometime soonish. Now, it's a pretty important car for Geely because Aussies, as I said before, love their utes. This thing likes to do it a bit differently. There's no diesel engine, there's no ladder frame architecture. It's fully electric. You can either get a single motor version or a dual motor all-wheel drive version. It's also got a monocoque design underneath. So instead of that ladder frame architecture, you're looking at something a little bit more car-like. Will Aussies go for it? We'll have to go and test it out. We're not going to get a thorough test today, but we will get to get a bit of an example of what this car is going to be like. Inside, it is trademark Chinese EV, so you've got things like a digital instrument cluster, for example, nice big center screen. I can't muck around with that too much, it's all in a language I don't understand, but a fairly clean sort of center console and so on. So you've got a nice little stubby gear lever, for example. Also decent storage. So for example, I've got a small center console in there, covered binnacle with a cup holder there, and in here we've got heaps of storage. We've got a nice big open area there. So from that perspective, it ticks the box. Does it look and feel like a ute? Not a whole lot from here, to be honest, but I guess that's not a major downside. It probably doesn't have that rugged, that toughness that some people are going to expect, but it does have good attention to detail. You've got good finishes, good materials. It certainly presents well. In the back, it looks, smells and feels like a ute. You've got stuff that looks like leather. You've got a panoramic sunroof. We've also got no transmission tunnel in the centre here, so instead of that big hump in the middle of the floor, you've actually got decent space. The person in that middle seat is going to be far happier in this thing than a regular ute. I've got okay knee room as well and decent headroom, so from a packaging space perspective, it actually stacks up pretty well. Okay, not a whole lot behind me in terms of load area. That's what the tray of the ute's for, but either way, certainly stacks up all right in here. Now, the all-important load area. Yes, it's got one, but it's a little bit different. So the overall car, it's actually around about the same length and width as a Ford Ranger, so good from that perspective. But the load area here, it is a little bit smaller. So yeah, similar sort of length. Looks like you'll get a fair bit in there. Width-wise though, it's narrower, so around about 100 millimeters narrower. Not ideal from that perspective. So you're not going to fit quite as much in here. That said, the numbers do stack up. So payload, it's a little bit over a tonne. Tow capacity, 3 tonnes. So not quite your average ute, 3.5 tonnes, but certainly not bad for what a lot of people will see as more of a lifestyle type ute. But of course, where this thing stands out is on the road, is how it drives. That's what we're going to do now, go and get a taste of what the Radar or the Riddara RD6 is like once you get it out on the open road. So obviously the big thing with the RD6 is it is fully electric. This one I'm in, it is the dual motor version. So one on the front, one on the rear, combined 315 kilowatts of power, about double what you get from your average diesel ute. It's also 595 Newton meters of torque. That is plenty. Let's see how it goes. Whoa, that is going to leave your average HiLux or Ranger well in the rear vision mirror. It's certainly got a whole heap of snot off the line. It's a very swift car to accelerate, big time. And because you've got independent suspension, you can also feel that it's sort of sitting a little bit flatter. It's still high-ish, it's a ute, it's got, it wants to lean through the corners, but it's also, again, doing a better job than most utes. The front wheels are unloaded and it's trying to wheel spin that inside front wheel, so it's got so much grunt that the rest of the car's trying to keep up. Now, of course, the big thing with an electric ute that a lot of people are worried about is how far they can go on a charge. This one has an 86 kilowatt hour battery. They also do a smaller version, but 86 kilowatt hours for this one. Claimed range, 455 kilometers. That is according to the Chinese standard, and that's usually a little bit optimistic, so you can assume it'll be a fair bit less than that. And of course, if you're then towing, if you're doing higher speeds, any of that sort of stuff, it's going to go south of that. But either way, for a lot of people, I guess more of an around town type ute, it's probably going to go all right. It's very different to your average ute. The responses are almost instantaneous. You've got power on tap. Most times you can't say that about utes. They take a little bit of a while to warm up, to get going. This one has it all absolutely ready to fly, to the point where you're probably never going to need quite that much, but hey, good fun to have it. So that is the Geely Radar or Riddara RD6. Is it going to work in Australia? Are Aussies going to go for a ute like this, something that's a bit more lifestyle focused? Well, obviously time will tell, but at least they're doing something different. At least it does bring something different to that ute table. And for that, you've got to love it. Now, don't forget to tell us everything you think about this car, whether you think it's going to work down under. Make sure you like and subscribe the video. Thanks for watching. Catch you next time.